Hey, today I want to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong. This is actually the recent blockbuster that has been released during this pandemic era, and from now, what I can see that this film has garnered quite a bit of fan base because a lot of people are actually praising this film, and I think it also has a very high rating in the Rotten Tomatoes. Now, what I want to talk about this film is that I've just recently seen it and I didn't see it in a theater. I've actually saw it in my home. This film was definitely made for the big screens because all the big moments, the splashes that happen, actually is dependent on how the audience would react. Though they sometimes try to substitute that audience reaction by having the film's character react that very same thing, and I thought that was kind of a clever way to emote that thing and give you kind of the feeling that you're watching this film with a rousing audience. But I think this film has actually quite a bit of issues. Now I also know that a lot of people have actually kind of gave it a pass because we are not getting that many films. So even if this kind of film can actually open up the theaters and just open up all the cinemas around the world, that may be a big deal. And I think that's why not a lot of people actually spoke too harshly about it because they kind of knew what they were getting into. Now, being said that, there's also a dangerous precedent because as I've heard good things about it, I expected, and it did not actually fulfill my expectation. For one thing, I think the pacing of this film is really off because for like the pure first half of this film, or at least the first whole act, which is like 40 to 45 minutes, there's actually no kind of action or any kind of things that really happen that drives the story fastly forward. It's just little things and just little character bits and pieces like that. In that way, I feel this film is actually quite slow. They should not have done it. They should have just paced out the whole thing. Now, as people who are saying that there's a lot of Godzilla and Kong fighting, there's a sufficient amount. I wouldn't call it a lot because in my times I have seen good and bad action films and blockbuster films with a ton more action and vastly superior set pieces. Now, the final act of this film is actually quite nice, and that is, I think, what elevates this film from just completely being horrible to somewhat of a passable film. So, if you have that kind of action in expectations, don't think you should have that kind of expectation. Keep your expectations in very check, and I think then you'll be able to enjoy this film because it's just a monster film. And in recent years, I think all the monster films have kind of withered around because the first starting of this monsterverse was actually quite strong, but I don't think there's any plan for or concrete plan for future and next films. So in that way, I believe that this film is as good as we could have hoped for because this film is significantly shorter, and I think this film is not even 2 hours. So I think Adam Wingard, the director, had to actually quite cut this film kind of brutally, and that's why a lot of backstories and other things actually got left out of the theatrical run. And I think that's for the best because all the human characters, all the people keep saying boring, but they are actually boring and they are kind of just meh. So you do not care about them, so they just kind of slow the whole thing down, and that's what I have issue with the first act of the film. Otherwise, I would say that this is an okay film. For me, in this monster universe, Kong Skull Island is also still the best film. I like then Gareth Edwards 2014 Godzilla second, and I think Godzilla vs Kong comes third, and the last one like Godzilla King of Monsters, that was just that's bad. So that's my ranking because fondly now I keep thinking about Skull Island, and I think that was a really damn good film, and I think it's one of the um, most classic and most condensed more monster films of the genre. Even if you like this film or if you're unsatisfied by this film, I suggest you see Kong Skull Island. That is a really good film. So now, if I had to give a review, I would say I would give this film a solid 2.5 out of 5 because it's actually kind of extremely mediocre.